Here we are, another real estate update, Florida's Emerald Coast. Love talking real estate. Because here's the thing, right? I own real estate here, and what's going on with the values impacts me a lot. We do property management here, and what's going on with the rentals impacts me a lot. And if it's impacting me, I'm absolutely confident it's impacting y'all, right? Because you're owners and renters and buyers and all that stuff. So it matters. So what I like to do here, each update, is take a look at prices. Are they going up? Are they going flat, down? What's going on? Supply. Is supply of properties going up? Is it flat? Is it down? Right? What's going on? New properties coming on. Are they listed higher in terms of price or down? So we like to follow that so we can have some good idea of what's going on and make good decisions about our real estate holdings here. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about that stuff for Destin area condos and houses, 30A condos and houses, and Panama City Beach condos and houses. So what we do, right? It's what we do, not a lot. Okay? So let's just talk a real quick thing. What we're seeing right now in the market, it's dead. It's dead. There's no traffic. Nothing's going on. We're out of spring break and before the summer high season kicks in. And it's dead. It's weird, because we've gotten used to it being busy all the time. But this week, right now, it's quiet, and it's impacting prices. I'll give you an example. One of the local condos here, Gulffront, old 98, beautiful, right there, unbelievable beach, $110 a night. And it's not renting. So I said, all right, okay, cool. What's a Hampton Inn right up the road doing? How much do they charge a night? They're like at $220. And even on their website, they say they're waiving fees. Come on in, we'll waive fees for this, we're waiving that fee, all this stuff. So even the big corporate folks are taking a hit right now. We're starting to feel it in our economy. You're probably feeling it in your rents. My wife runs our property management side of it. She says the numbers are down, right? We have automated software that track the numbers and move prices based on demand. She's saying, yeah, prices are way down. Yep. So you're probably feeling that in your numbers. Properties aren't selling. Oh my word. Transactions are down. Why aren't properties selling? Why aren't condos and houses selling? Okay, we're going to look at it. Here's another story. I'm just giving you what's going on, what we're seeing, feeling. An agent reached out to me because we do an awful lot of condo work, and she had a client that has a condo on 30A. Of course, they bought it at the high end of the market in 2020. Rents have taken a gut punch. And now beach access stuff is starting to become an issue, especially on 30A. She said that the owner of this condo is trying to decide if they should go to long-term rental over short-term, and how do you make that decision? And what happened is one of their big rentals for 4th of July week canceled. They caught wind about beach access and they didn't want to deal with it. So they canceled. That's a big hit, especially these days. I had a sale, a house on 38, canceled because the buyer got on Facebook and started reading about how bad the beach access situation was on 38, and they canceled. They pulled it out. So this is going to be a thing. We're going to have to get through it, and we will get through it, right? I'm actually excited. We'll talk about it in a future video. But yeah, that's what's going on. So it's slow right now. The transactions are down right now, and buyers are having cold feet. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start out with Destin condos, Destin area condos, which is Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Goose Island mostly, and Miramar Beach, okay, including Sandestin. So, but I'm going to use this as a microcosm of the market, because it kind of is. The houses follow the same pattern, generally speaking. So does 30A and so does Panama City, and we'll get to those. But let's start with Destin condos just to get us rolling. Why aren't Destin condos selling right now? It's a question out there. But let's make sure they're not selling. The days of the internet here and misinformation, whatever, not that selling, really, and then you go look at it is. But here's the deal, nothing's selling. Okay, take a look. Here we go. Take a look. Destin area condos. In 2023, the number of condos sold in Destin area maxed out, and then it's been dropping since. Now we're at a level haven't seen since 2012. We had 1,218 sales last year. 2 years ago, it was 2,426, right? Basically double the number of sales 2 years ago. And again, then back 2012, forever ago for most people, it was 1,213, kind of the same number, okay? So demand's off, okay? And why is demand off? It's pretty easy, right? High price of real estate, high price of money to buy that high price real estate, high price to operate that high price money, high price to buy real estate. Insurance is killer right now. So that's why demand's down. And I can get 5% in a money market, a high yield money market account, for Pete's sake. So all these things are combining and creating kind of a nightmare for investments. Let's take a look at those things. Are they really that high? Destin condo prices. The median sales price for a condo in Destin in 2023, $560,950. 2 years ago, 24 months roughly, it was $420. Okay, so was that almost $61,000 increase in the cost of a condo in Destin in just 2 years? That's up. That's up. And if you go back to 2012, the last time we had the same number of transactions, the price of a condo was only $220,000. That's what we're seeing. Yeah, prices are up, no doubt. And let's look at mortgage rates. Take a look at this. Here's your mortgage rates, right? During the COVID pandemic, 2021, rates were low, right? And they fell to historic lows, as a matter of fact, as transactions jumped to the moon. Because why wouldn't they? Money was cheap. I almost paid to borrow money. It was great. But 2022, things changed and rates jumped from 3.22 in January to over 7 in October. That is a massive uptick. All right. And they've been bouncing up around 7 ever since. So yeah, it's more expensive to buy and it's crushing the buyer demand. Insurance costs. Oh my, because of natural disasters, this is what they're telling us, right? The insurance people, because of natural disaster, hikes in property values, increased cost of materials, supply chain, homeowners in Florida have experienced a big run up in insurance costs. Here's a graph of Florida. Most of that run up is in the high dollar area, Miami, right? Miami Beach, all that area, Orlando. We're at the low end of that, even though it's higher here for sure. We're still at the lower end. Yeah, prices are up, cost of money's up, cost of insurance and cost of own is up. Yeah, they are all up. What's going to bring it down? What's going to bring prices down and demand back? Good question, right? Prices to come down, demand to come back. Supply has to go up. We have to have a lot of supply, so sellers have to compete with each other, and it gives buyers options and prices come down. Or money has to get cheap, right? Really cheap, easy money will cause buyers to jump in. So Fed going to lower the mortgage rates. I don't see the mortgage rates coming down. Okay. I watch that stuff close. Jerome Powell burps and I'm like, what was that? What was that? The pros thought that the federal funds rate and then the mortgage rates that follow that typically were going to come down in March. Didn't happen, right? And then they thought, well, maybe June. It doesn't look like June's going to happen either, right? The CPI is way too hot still. So now we're looking at towards the end of the year. And I believe probably at the end of the year, you're going to see, because all the political pressure from the election, you'll see the Fed start to lower rates a little bit then. A little bit. Then it comes back to supply. Is supply going to start to come up? Are sellers going to jump on the market? And let's take a look at it. The number of condos new to the market. What's going on there? Take a look. Here's the graph. Destin area, right? Interesting. In 2021, we saw the number of new condo listings start to decline as sellers started pulling their listings from the market or simply not deciding to list. They were happy. They got these low mortgage rates. They're doing great with their rent. They got this low basis. They bought in low. They have a low cost to own, all that stuff. They're feeling good about it. Yeah, insurance is up. Yeah, you got assessments and whatever, but they're still feeling pretty strong. So they're happy to hold the properties and they decide not to list or just to pull them off the market. We saw some of that too. Is this trend changing? Yeah, because look at here. You got supplies actually in decline since it maxed out in 2021. Is this changing? Now, maybe, because here's an interesting development. Supply of new condo listings is up in 2024 year over year, right? So far this year, it's up 23.5%. So there is more activity. You get more people coming on the market, which is really cool. And I think what's happening is liquidity is starting to get a little tight on some sellers, right? You felt rich last year and really rich the year before, but now you're looking forward at 24 and 25. You're like, oh, maybe I'm not as rich as I thought. Maybe I should sell off one of my assets and capture that money and just stick it somewhere just in case. All right. I did that with a property in Mississippi. I made a lot of money on it. I stuck it in a high earning checking account. I got it. It makes me feel good. I sleep a lot better. How about the price of that new supply? What's going on with that? Okay. Look at this graph. Now, this is interesting for me too. And like I said, we're going to look at houses 30A in Panama City with this stuff too. But the graph shows the list prices when they come on, that for a long while, folks were listing under the trend line. You could argue prices were undervalued from what, 2016-ish to 2021? You can make an argument that folks were pricing too cheap. That's interesting. Not the case right now. Prices have jumped above that trend line as people come on. And it's continuing up even in 2023. So is this higher inventory causing any reaction on the new list prices? And if you look, they are. They are, because year over year, last year versus this year, so far this year, list prices for Destin area condos is down 5.1%. Okay, so that's something. Supply matters. When supply starts to go up, you'll see prices come down a little bit. And right now we're showing a trend of supply going up for Destin condos. So let's put a little bow on this thing for Destin area condos at least. If you're a seller of a Destin area condo, a short-term seller, 5 years or less, we say this all the time, you should sell today. Because we can see exactly what's going on today. We can tell you pretty close to what the price is going to be. There's very little supply. I would sell today. Take out all the risk and sell today. Get a pretty high price. Maybe not the highest, but pretty high. If you're a long-term holder, sit back and watch. This is going to be crazy. I think there's going to be some softening in prices as we see here. How much, how far, we'll see. If you're a buyer and you find a property where the numbers work, I think you should buy it. Because we don't know if mortgage rates are going to go down. They might. But maybe not, right? We don't know how far prices are going to fall. I don't think it's going to be a crash. They're going to soften. And for every dollar they soften, 5 more buyers jump in. It's going to get very competitive. So if you find a place you like and you're a buyer, especially if you're a long-term holder, because you can always refi if they do go down, I would buy. If you need help with this, info@smartbeachinvestor.com. It's what we do. Let's look at the rest. Look at Destin Homes. Same story. Let's take a look. Yeah, transactions off the cliff, right? After 2021. They just cratered, right? Destin home sales plunged from their high in 2021, falling from 1,225 transactions to less than half in 2023. There's only 586 transactions last year. Folks stopped selling and folks stopped buying because the prices were high, the cost of own was high, and the cost of money was high. All right. Year-to-date numbers, 2024 versus last year, year-over-year numbers. Okay. Trend continues. Even this year, transactions are down 20.3%. It's still correcting. How about prices for Destin homes? Kind of like with the condos, you can say the prices of Destin homes was running under the trend line for a good number of years, from mid-15 maybe through 2021. You could say it was undervalued. You could probably make an argument. And then, of course, it skyrocketed above that. And now we're starting to see, though, in Destin, the median sales price is starting to fall off. It peaked at $1,050,000 in 2022, and in 2023 it was down to $975,000. All right, that's a little bit of a fall off. However, year to date, comparing so far this year to year over year last year, same time frame, prices are back up to $1,050,000. I don't know, is that window closing already? Let's take a look at supply, because we just talked about that. Supply is a big thing. Destin area homes, new listings for sale. Generally speaking, it's been down since the peak during COVID, right? In 2021, we had 1,384 homes for sale. Last year, it fell to 1,090, right? 300 fewer homes for sale. Hasn't been that few since 2013, so supply is down. But this year, compared to last year, supply is growing of Destin homes for sale. It's up 9.3%. Supply is growing, but so is price. That's weird. Not sure what's going on there. I think more supply will generally cause prices to come down, but that's running contrary right now for Destin homes. Stay tuned. We'll get more info on that. How about homes listed for sale from a price standpoint? That's up. From what, $569 in 2019, not that long ago, to now what, 1,270,000 is their list price. Expensive for a house in Destin right now. Are they coming down this year? No, not yet. Going on with the Destin area homes with regard to the supply and the list price of that supply? Well, I can tell you, if you look at this graph, it was probably underpriced for a while, but not anymore. It's jumped through that trend line. It came down in 2023. It came down from 2022, which is cool. I just looked, it's trending back up this year. List price for houses in Destin are up 1.4%. Not a ton, but they're not going down. All right, let's keep going. 30A. Let's look at 30A. Condos. Same thing there? Yeah, take a look. Roll along, maybe even a little bit under selling the market in terms of quantity. And then big spike, right? Everybody's got cheap, easy money. Let's go buy. When it gets hard and expensive, fall off, no more buy. And then we're back down. We're way under the trend line. Transactions are down for 30A condos, clearly. Sales price for 30A condos, again, same type of trend line. Very steady, Eddie, not too massively. You can see it was maybe undervalued on prices for a while there, between 16-ish and 21, right? And then it bounced above the trend line, the sales prices. They're up to 945. In 2019, they were 552 or 522. That's a big jump in just a few years, right? 45-degree angle on that incline. So yeah, it's been a good time for sellers of 30A condos. Is it going to change? Well, not yet. Sales prices are up 5.8% this year, 2024, versus last year, same time frame. So the prices are still up. Yeah. So if you're a buyer of 30A condos, you might want to take a hard look at getting in now. It doesn't seem like folks want to lower the price over there too much. Number of new listings is supply. If supply goes up, prices will come down. Like the rest of the Emerald Coast, 30A condos listed for sale peaked in 2021 with 610 new condos listed for sale. Last year, there was only 478. So supply is coming down. Supply goes down, like we've seen, prices stay high. There is some good news if you're a buyer. The number listed for sale in 2024 this year is up 53.7%. So that's significant up in terms of inventory of condos for sale on 30A. That might show a softening in prices. We'll have to see. Probably will. We'll see. I'll let you know here in the coming months. The list price on these condos coming on the market, again, they were running from 2015 to 2020, probably undervalued maybe a little bit. Not anymore. Not anymore. They're up. They're up at a slower rate for sure. I mean, they jumped from 2020 to 2021 spike, and they've continued that incline, but at a lower rate. Are prices going to come down at all? Well, year over year, list prices are down 10.6% for 30A condos. So yeah, the new listings coming on are a little bit cheaper. Okay, that's good if you're a buyer. Again, if you're a seller, be ready. You're a short-term seller, I would take a hard look at selling now. Mitigate all that risk. Mitigate that risk. Take a sure thing. Long-term, 10 years, probably 5, 10, 20, sure. Longer the better. Watch the market. You might become a buyer. Houses on 30A, same story. Yeah, I mean, it all looks the same. It's weird. Big spike. Well, first of all, rolling along as you would expect. Normal, steady appreciation, or normal, steady number of transactions. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Boom! Massive spike during COVID time. And then a massive fall off, right? We've come to expect this. Here's the thing, though. Where's it going in the future here? 2024, I looked. Sales are still dropping. Buyers aren't jumping in. We're down 3.6% so far this year compared to last year, same time frame. So there's still few transactions. They're still going down. That's because the buyers aren't in there yet. Are the buyers not in because the prices are high? Well, let's take a look. Median sales price for homes on 30A. Well, it's starting to soften a little bit. 2021 was $1,270,000. Okay. Now it's $1,450,000 in 2023. Still very high above the trend line, but not that high above the trend line. Matter of fact, you could argue it's a little bit undervalued for a while, and we got above it, and now it's kind of coming to the trend line. Will this continue? Well, so far in 2024, prices are up 5.7%. Buyers are still buying. Prices are still going up, and that's why I guess the number of transactions going down. How about the new listings though? Supply, we said more supply will bring prices down. Well, the number of new listings on 30A has been very consistent. I mean, it's unreal, right on the trend line. A little bit of a hump there for the COVID time, but not incredible. We're certainly below trend now, so supply is tight, has been tight. Is it going to change this year? Well, the supply of homes for sale on 30A right now, so far this year compared to last year, is up 21.8%. Is that going to mean prices are going to soften? Maybe. Well, let's take a look at the list prices of those properties coming for sale. Okay, look at that. There's a dip on the trend line, then we're up above it. Again, it looks like it's moving towards the trend line, the price, if you look at it. Look at the prices in 2012. $589,900 versus what, 1.8 now? Gotta love it. Love it. List prices peaked in 2022. All right, a little bit flat. They're not really down last year, but this year they are a little bit down. So far this year, we're down 3.7% compared to last year. Okay, so supply is up 21%, and the list prices are coming down a little bit, 3%. All right, makes sense. Take a look at Panama City Beach. What's going on over there? Same type of thing. Condos sold. Let's take a look. Yeah. Condo sales in Panama City Beach mostly operated close to the trend line, right? Big spike during COVID there. Big fall off, right? Panama City Beach is really tied to those mortgage rates and the cost to own, so they feel it hard. So yeah, number of transactions is down. Is it going to stay down in 2024? Well, so far year over year, through this time frame this year, minus 19.2%. So yeah, transactions are still down because those costs. Median sales price, take a look here. Sales prices for condos sold over in Panama City. You could argue they were undervalued for a number of years there, 2016 to 2021-ish, right? Probably a little bit undervalued. Not anymore. Prices have jumped dramatically. What's going to happen in 2024? Well, hard to say, but here's what we're seeing. Prices are dropping right now. So far this year, right? Compared to last year through this time frame, minus 9.7% on our sold prices. There you go, right? So prices are coming down a little bit over there. There's not as many transactions in the ones that are happening. It's because the prices are down. If you look at the new listings, number of listings, pretty standard. Not really much up, not really much down. A little bit of a bump for sure, and a little bit under right now. But going forward in 2024, what to expect? Well, supply starting to climb. I'm looking right now, year over year, through this time frame, year to date, Panama City Beach supply of condos for sale is up 19.8%. There's more options, okay? And that generally means price is going to come down. But if you look at the list prices for Panama City Beach condos, well, they've kind of followed the same route as you would expect. They're coming down a little bit. And yeah, even in 2024 so far, they are down, but hardly any, 0.03%. Like, so they're flat. So not a crash, right? 0.03% down on your list prices is not a crash. So again, condos, same story. 5 years or less, sell, right? If you're long-term, sit back and watch, maybe become a buyer. And if you are a buyer, you find a place where the numbers work, you should buy, mitigate your risk. Standard investing procedure. How about the houses? Same story over there. Pretty much kind of follows along. Take a look. Nice little upward incline on the graph from 12 to 19, 20. A little bit of a spike. Definitely a fall off. And here we are. Transactions still down this year. Still down 20.1%. So buyers are holding tight. If you're a seller, buyers are holding tight. What's the impact on pricing? Well, let's look. Prices have had a nice steady incline. They didn't have the same jump as 30A and Destin or even the condos. Just a nice little steady incline. The other areas of the Emerald Coast, price drops hit after COVID. It looks like prices are staying pretty high. They peaked in 2022. Well, not even. They even jumped up a hair in 2023. What's going to happen in 2024 with houses for Panama City? Well, the median list price for homes is coming down, not a ton, 3.9%. The list price coming down. Let's look at the supply of houses for Panama City Beach. New listings. Supply has seen a steady increase, right? Kind of follows the trend line there. Little bit of a bump for COVID there, and a little bit of a fall off, no doubt. So far this year, our year-over-year numbers, supply slightly up, 3.5%. There's a little bit more new listings. The price of those new listings, prices kind of follow the same line here, right? Steady incline, big jump during COVID, kind of got up to the trend line, a little bit above it, and now it's starting to come back. Looks like prices are holding though. So far this year, list prices are up 2.6%. So it just goes back to everything. I mean, I can't stress it. 5 years or less, if you're an owner looking to sell in the next 5 years or less, you should sell, mitigate your risk. Sell now. Go with a known quantity. It's a lot smarter. Who knows what the future holds? Could be a severe drop, could be a severe jump. I don't know, but always go with the surest thing. And that's go with what you know right now. Mitigate your risk. If you're a long-term holder, who cares? Ride it out. You might even become a buyer if things get a little hairy. If you're a buyer and the numbers work, right? If you're an investor and the numbers work, achieve your goals for buying, you should buy. Because if rates do come down, you can refi into it. And likely prices are not going to crater. Maybe you get a little less price. But remember, every time the price goes down, 1 million new buyers jump in for competition. It's just not enough inventory. Okay? So there you go. That's what's going on in our market this week. If you want to talk about your place or buying a place, info at Smart Beach Investor. This is what we do. We study this stuff. It's going to be a weird summer. We're looking at softening of rental income. I don't like that. And we're looking at soft in terms of transactions. But we'll get through it. It'll be fine. Long term, massive. Bullish. It's going to be a little tight here. 24. Survive until 25? I don't know, maybe 26. All right, there you go. That's this week. Tune in next week. We'll talk more about it. Have a great week, everyone.